For all you hams out there that do POTA, do you really know what the K means for each park you activate or hunt in the US? Kilo. Nope, just kidding. But tonight we are going to discuss Erica and myself working towards the Kilo Award from Parks on the Air. What is a Kilo Award? How about 1,000 contacts in one park? Have you done it, tried it, or is this just too many contacts for one park? We're in the middle of doing one, and tonight you will hear our thoughts and experience so far. Hello, and welcome to Live Free and Ham podcast. Our bi-weekly show explores ham radio topics in New Hampshire, New England, and beyond. Whether you're a regular listener or a first-time guest, we are excited to have you here and appreciate your support. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. Let's get into today's show. I'm your host, Todd, call sign W1STJ, and my co-host, Eric, N1JUR, joins me. Ryan, W1SNH, our other co-host, is unfortunately flying again, but he'll be back soon. Before the show discussion, we always like to catch up and let our listeners know what's been going on and where the Live Free and Ham crew will be. Every month, we will host our live stream on our YouTube channel. We'll update our socials and website, and live shows varies monthly. But if you subscribe to our channel, you'll get notified where we live, where we are live. All right. Eric, what's been going on with you today in ham radio lately since our last episode? Yeah, unfortunately, I wanted to come down and check that out with you, but I had to work, so I caught Tim AC1 QDK on the ride to work, and I was like, "What is he doing up? He's normally in bed by like 7 o'clock, 7:30." So he was giving me all the details, so that's good. Myself, I've been doing, I've been messing up my shack. I've been getting some new equipment for the podcast, trying to fix up my computer and get things squared away. So right now my shack is a disaster, but I'm hoping to have it all done within a week or two, at least not completely done, but at least done to where I feel comfortable being in it. It's not such it's not such a mess. Um, Yeah, and then you were talking about working 10 meters and stuff. Unfortunately, my streak of Australia on 20 meters in the middle of the night has just died. It's not there anymore. No one's on 20 meters in the middle of the night, so the radio has been pretty boring. Uh, closer to the early morning, I see Japan and stuff pop up on POTA, but I can't hear them, and most of them are on 20 or 40 meters, so it's not really. But But I had fun when I was working New Zealand and those guys all night long, so that was a good experience. But I'm hoping it comes back soon because I am getting bored at work. Yeah, but in the middle of the night, 40 is like 80. It's just a bunch of guys talking a bunch of junk, and they're just like angry. Like maybe I should just get on the air and it's like, hey, guys, 80 meters is wide open. Right? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe I'll play that game next time I work. I think I'm working Tuesday night, so we'll try that. Anyway, so tonight we're going to talk about you and I working on our kilo at our the Nashua Rail Trail Park. Uh, we've been we were on a roll. We were kind of going back and forth. I think we're all both around like 500, so we're like halfway there. But I haven't been there in months. I didn't go all summer. I think the last time I was in there like early spring maybe. Um, and it's close. Yeah, it was a while ago. So just to kind of go over kind of what how this happened with us is this is a park that is close to my work. It's located in Nashua, New Hampshire. It also goes down into Mass, but we were activated in Nashua right at the beginning of the rail trail, and there's a nice little pond, and you can pull right up to the pond. And basically, I activate out of my Jeep. Sometimes we bring a table. Sometimes I just activate out of the Jeep and set the chair out. And easy park to get contacts. I've worked Alaska all the way from there in the middle of the day, 20 meters. Uh, it's just a good park and it's easy and it's close and I can do it on my lunch break. The problem is when I was doing it before and I was cranking in these contacts, I didn't have a lot to do at work and I haven't had lunch in a while. So that's why I haven't been activating the park as much. But I was talking to Eric about doing this park, and Eric was doing the park too. It was one that we've done together in the past. We noticed that we were kind of neck and neck with how many contacts we made, so we agreed to let's work this park together, separately and together, to get 1,000 contacts. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm not going to be sitting outside in the cold. When it's snowing out. Maybe I could do it. I could do it in the Jeep, and I could do that. That's not a big deal. So, I mean, I figure I'm going to do it. If it's a nice day out and I get a lunch break, I might go and try to activate. Get 10, 20 contacts. Nothing too fancy. But one of the things that the reason we're doing this podcast and talking about this is when Eric and I were talking about it, we kept going back and forth on who had the most contacts, whatever. We agreed as friends that when we get to close to the kilo, that we're going to go and activate it together and get the kilo at the same time. Um, Yeah, yeah, we'll live stream and we'll try to get to the same numbers, and then we'll start and do two operators and uh and try to get that done. So it's been kind of fun. I normally call him and I tell him, hey, I operated the rail trail and I got 30 contacts and then and he'll tell me, yeah, I was there. I'm going out there this afternoon and he'll tell me he got like 30 or 40 contacts. So we're trying to keep it close, but it's been fun and it's an easy it's probably just a really convenient park, I think. And I think that's one of the things we have to do when you're thinking about doing a kilo at a park. One, it has to be kind of easily accessible and it needs to be kind of close to where you're normally at because you don't want to be driving an hour to go do 20 or 30 contacts and then come back. It's about time. You've been working on that since I've known you. Yeah, so this park is it's located it's a bike trail basically, and it goes from Nashua and it goes all the way what down into Mass. I don't even know how far it goes. It goes a while. I think yeah, I think I biked at one time when the kids were little. I think I did half of it and then I had to come back. So I did half of it and back. So that's kind of like doing the full thing. Yeah, yeah, it's flat. People rollerblade, they walk their dogs, they ride their bikes, walking people through. So it's a nice little and at the beginning of it, there's a little pond and a little information thing, and a lot of people meet up there. There's a small parking lot. But what's kind of cool about it is kind of like right outside a neighborhood. Like to get to it, you drive through this neighborhood, and then all of a sudden it's there. And there's some trails in the back around a thing. I've brought my son and his friend. I wanted to activate, and were you? I think you were with me, and they went fishing. Were you with me that time? Yeah. Yeah, one of the times we went. So they go out and they go fishing and we play radio and I can see what they're doing, make sure they're not jumping in the pond or whatever. So but yeah, so it's a cool park and it's literally 5 minutes from my work. So when I get an hour, I can I can get down there, I can get up, set up, get my 20 contacts in, 10 whatever it's gonna be, and get out right I'm back at work, within an hour. So that's basically how I've been doing it. But yeah, what is that? It's Kilo 8396. It's called the Nashua River Rail Trail State Trail, and the marker on the map shows it in, Massachusetts, but where we're activating it is just on the border of Massachusetts in Nashua. Yeah, it's a great spot, and sometimes it gets crowded, like, sometimes I'm there and I'm the only one there, other times there's people coming and going, and one time I was trying to activate and there was, like, motorcycles driving by, like, every 2 and if you're not from New Hampshire, New Hampshire is pretty, like, live free or die. We have bike weekend in June. You don't have to wear a helmet, and I don't think the police really care about the pipes up here, even though there is some rules, but, like, everyone just has, like, straight I don't even know if there is no it's not a muffler, it's just a steel pipe or chrome pipe, and they're super loud. So you're trying to work a contact, and all of a sudden this guy comes flying down the road and you can hear his motorcycle going. It's people are like, what was that? I'm like, it's just the motorcycle. Oh, relax, relax. All right. So you're looking, so it's marked down in near Groton between Pepperell and Groton. Well, I've been there when the DPW was, I don't know if they were cleaning or what, and they had their big trucks right in the way I was supposed to park. I'm like, "What? Like, where am I gonna park?" Right? We need to retire, Eric. That's when we can get the kilo. We just need to have no other responsibilities. Yeah. Well, I think, just before we go into that, I just wanted to I think this was the second park I activated with you. The first one we did is when I first got my general. We did a park down in Mass. Did we do one or two? I think we might have done two. I think we did two on the way home. Maybe no. Yeah, we just did one. Yeah, okay. So we did that one. And then the second one we did, we met up with Paul, KF4 TPY, and Paul and I showed up to the parking lot, and he's like, "You know what to do?" And I'm like, "Nope, I'm just gonna wait for Eric." And then Eric showed up, and we got all set up, and I think we used your radio because I don't even think I had a 891 yet. At that, I did. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, 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 right. All right. So I had it, but I don't know. We were we used your radio and the three of us did it. And it was actually there's a picture on my website with the three of us. Like I don't know how we got this one, either we took a selfie or we took a picture. I don't know how we did it. But it's a good picture of the three of us doing the activation. It was a I think it was a fall day, and it was a good time, and that's kind of was the start of it. And then I started going back more and more, and I really enjoyed doing it. And I like doing it alone. I like doing it with, with friends and stuff. So, but how are we going to get it done, get it accomplished? And how's that going to work? You know, well, I got to get back to activating it. I'm really, I mean, so when I switched offices, so when I went back down, I was working in Manchester, New Hampshire, which is north of Nashua. And then I switched down to the Nashua office and I didn't have much to do. So I had all this free time. So I would say, oh, I'm going to take my lunch and go down and we would go do the I'd go do the rail trail, get some more contacts. Now it's like I don't even have time to eat lunch. Like if I eat lunch, it's like a miracle. Like half the time I'm like, oh, I just missed lunch. I'll just have dinner. Why not? So when I have the break or the time, that's when I'm going to try to do it. I always bring my gear with me. It's always in my Jeep, and I'm all ready to go. I just don't have, I even when I plan, I said, oh, I don't have much going on today. Something always happens. I got an emergency court hearing or whatever. So that's kind of my thing is I got to get back out there and just start doing it. Well, so you're gonna ask me to get up at 3. I mean, I get no sleep anyway. So the few hours that I get, I can't afford to get up early to activate a park. I mean, I would love to do that, but that would be kind of tough. But go ahead. You wanna get this done before the end of the year? Is that your goal? Yeah, and for, like, an hour. Now, I'm this week is not gonna be good for me because I have to go to well, I have to go to Mi I'm going to Mississippi on Thursday and Friday. I gotta work Tuesday overnight. I gotta be up in Laconia tomorrow at 7 AM. Like, when am I gonna do this? I gotta get my car inspected. I gotta get the tire on the Jeep put in, and I gotta get an oil change and an inspection all before Friday. And let's not forget that we don't have sun. The sun doesn't come up till 7:30 and it gets dark at 4:30. So, we've only done it 17. Well, I do have a lot of vacation time, so I could just if there's a nice day, like when we did the Rove, right? If there's a nice day, if it's gonna get up in the 50s or 60s and sunny and not windy, I might just take a day off and just park my ass there and see how many I could get. Well, I think if you and I did it together, I think the strategy would be set up one antenna 10 meters, work 10 meters till it's dead, then jump to 20, work 20 meters till we don't get hear anyone anymore. And then while you will have two antennas, right? 10-meter, you'll set up the 20-meter one, then we could easily switch. And then while we're in the middle, if we get a low, the other one back up to 40 meters. And then I think we would be good. Because I always find like I work all the stations and there's no more hunters anymore. So if I do a long one, it's like they're not there. They're there, but I've already worked them all. So, right. Yeah. Oh, I I think we gotta get to like maybe 50. Because if we're gonna do, I mean, if we're gonna do the break the kilo, we're not gonna be there for an hour and run it out. We're gonna have to do it on a time we can have time to be there. So, so like 9:50, we come back. That's when we get together and try not and maybe what we got to do is just say we're gonna go up to 9:50 and stop, even if you're in a pile up. 'cause you know how it gets, right? You get in a pile up and you sit there, and I won't be paying I won't be paying attention. Next thing you know, I'll be like, "Oh, shit, I got 1,000 contacts. Eric's gonna kill me." Yeah, yeah. "Gotta go, guys." Yeah, 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 and then, we barely activate in the park. We'll be there for, like, 3 hours to get 10 that would be the worst. Mhm. We'll be there forever. 10-hour live stream. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm up for it. I'm gonna say that when's the first day of spring? Yeah, so whatever the first day of spring is, April, May, we'll say May 1st. Let's just say May 1st, make it simple. I think I'm gonna say by May 1st, we'll be at the 950 mark because I'm gonna push myself to at least try to do some activations there on my little bit of free time that I have. In the winter, things do quiet down for me a little bit, and if it's crappy day out and I can sit in my Jeep and do it, no big deal. And you got the I Yeah, yeah, I've done a lot of 20. I really like doing 10 meters though. 10 meters is my favorite POTA band. Ever since we did that park, um, by that dam, and I tried 10 meters, I always start off with 10. And yeah, so I mean, I'm always gonna start with 10 and see how it goes, but yeah, 20 meters is the one I've done the most in. I don't even know if I've done 10 at this park. Can't remember. Yeah, right. If you don't activate the park, do you still get credits for, like, you made the contacts in that park? Uh, like, if you have 500 contacts and you go to a park and you make 9, but and you don't activate it, you get 509 for that park, or does it not count? You get the contacts, but not the like, I've been pretty stubborn. I don't leave until I activate the park. And I sat in a park in Connecticut. Oh, no, in Rhode Island. I sat in a park in Rhode Island. It was basically at the end of this neighborhood where I was at the trailhead of this dense wooded forest, and it took me 2.5 hours to get 10 contacts, and I just wasn't leaving. I'm like, "I'm not leaving. I don't care. Someone's gonna answer me." Right. Added to right, right, right. And, it's a good park because there's really not a lot of noise, even though you're close to the neighborhoods and stuff. I haven't had any problem with, like, a lot of noise or anything. And, I've had good signals. Like I said, that one time, I got that guy from Alaska, and I need Alaska to work all states, and I was like, "You're not in a park, are you? This isn't a park to park." He goes, "Nope." I think he was in North I think it's called North Pole, Alaska. It's, like, in the middle of the state, and it's, like, this little I'm like I looked him up, I was like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "What do you do up there besides activate or do ham radio? Because there's really nothing out there." But yeah, so it's a good park, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun when we finally get it. We'll have to definitely celebrate because and go ahead. Yeah, and we'll update you as we start activating it more and more, and let everyone know. I mean, it really depends on what the weather's going to be like this winter. I mean, if we're getting blizzard upon blizzard, it might be more difficult. But if we have a mild winter, yeah, I could see myself getting before field day. Oh, yeah, we won't have anything going on before that, like, we don't have to prepare for field day or anything, yeah. Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound so good. I see some of these other YouTubers, and, like, they got kilos upon kilos upon kilos, and I'm like, "How do you do that?" Yeah, like K-Murder, how does he do it? He's got, like, Huntsville State Park, he's got, like, 5,000 contacts, I think. Right. Oh, he does live close to it? That close? That's not a good park though. That's like on the side of the road. It's always buggy and yeah. I did it. Yeah. Right. So yeah. So so let's do that. Let's see what we'll keep people updated on how we're doing and we'll get this thing done. And then we'll have to pick another park to do. We gotta just keep I mean, we can't just stop. I wonder I wonder how many people do POTA and how many people actually have the Kilo award. So when you get it as you do another kilo, do they just add that to the award, like the park number? So they're just keep yeah. I bet you if we do it live, I bet you we'll get a lot of the club members to show up, cheer us on. Just on Parks on the Air, just activating. He's 1,000 kilos. Like he's done the kilo award 1,000 times. All right, we need to get him on. We need to get him on the show. I want to talk to this guy. He like win the lottery and that's all he does. Like, come on. All right, Dell, you need to contact us if you're watching this podcast or watching this on YouTube because we need to get you on here. I want to pick your brain. That's incredible. Wow. I only have I don't even have 8,000 total USO contacts. I know. Yeah. Well, I'm working on, my state. So, like I said, I'm going next week or this Thursday. I'm heading down to Mississippi. I got to go see this kid, and then I'm going to cruise over to Louisiana. I got a park picked out, and then if it's not too far, I'm going to drive north to Arkansas, pick a park there, and then hopefully get back to Mississippi and try to get three done. Definitely, I want to get those two because I don't have Louisiana and Arkansas, and I don't think I'm ever going to be going down there ever again. So if I don't get them, well, don't say never because I might just be able to take a long vacation, do a road trip. I'd like to do that. I think that would be fun. You and I take like a week. What? Well, no, but if just working our way south and picking off states, just boom, boom, like get one of those campers and just go. Yeah, West Virginia, kind of do that. New Jersey, yeah, yeah. I I drive every night I go to work. I drive by, and every night I come home, I drive by the Powerball and what's the other one? Mega Millions, and they're both around like 300 and something million. It yeah, I mean, yeah, But once it gets close to the billion, then more and more people buy into it, and then it grows faster, but it takes a long time. Like it's been like this for weeks. Once it gets to 500 million, then people start playing and it gets close to the billion. But yeah, 300 million, that would be easy. We could hire a driver to even drive us. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's wrap this up. So if you guys are interested, if you want to leave us some comments or whatever, if you've done kilos, what you thought about this podcast, what do you think about us trying to do it together? Is it a cool idea, dumb idea? Um, Really, it wasn't anything that we set out to do in the beginning, but as we were working this park and making these contacts, we decided that this was a good kind of plan for us, and it's just something we put on our bucket list. So we're not going to quit until it's done. And yeah, so let us know what you think. Leave us a comment, send us an email, and we'd love to get back to you and let you know what we thought. And what was that guy's name? Dell in Maryland. Please contact us because I want you on this show. I might even email you and say you need to come on our podcast. I want to know about you're the POTA master. Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Thank you guys for coming on today, listening to us, and joining the show. You can reach us at livefreeandham.com, and please hit like and subscribe to our podcast, and you'll be able to get our alerts. And again, thank you for listening, and have a great day or evening whenever you're watching this. Eric, you have anything to say? All right. 73 guys. Talk to you soon.